Follow or subscribe to our channel, Suresh Academy. To keep you updated, hit the notification button. Let's begin. Odd numbers. In this video, we will be discussing about odd numbers. And for those of you who have not watched my video on even numbers, please do so. Okay, odd numbers are numbers, that's right, numbers that cannot be divided by 2 exactly. Now that is the keyword, yeah? Exactly. Okay. What does this mean? Let's take for an example 24. I'm going to divide 24 by 2. That is the test to determine the parity of any number. So 24 divided by 2 is 12. Now 12 is a whole number and it is an exact value. There aren't any decimals, there aren't any fractions. So 24 cannot be an odd number because by definition, an odd number is a number that cannot be divided by 2 exactly. Okay, let's test another number. Just go up one place and let's test 25. 25 divided by 2 is 12 decimal 5 or it is 12 half. Now, 25 when it is divided by 2, the quotient is not exact. I can write the quotient is in the form of a decimal, or I can also write that as a fraction, which means that is not a whole number. Therefore, 25 fits into the definition of an odd number, a number that cannot be divided by 2 exactly. So therefore, 25 is an odd number. Great. Now, for smaller numbers like this, we can do the test by dividing by 2. Obviously, for longer and bigger numbers, it will take a little bit more time. Okay, let's say, for example, I have something close to like 15,307,000 and 417. Now, I can obviously put this into a calculator, divide it by 2, and see what comes out. If it has decimals, then it is an odd number. If it is an exact number, then it is an even number. Okay, yeah, so that way it works. But there is another way you can do this. You observe the last digit of any number, last digit. If the last digit is any of these numbers 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, any of these numbers, then that number would be a odd number. In this case, the last digit is 7. 7 is in this list. So therefore, 15,307,417 is an odd number. Now, 13579 forms the first 5 digits, or forms 5 digits of our 10-digit numbers that we have. So all these numbers cannot be divided by 2 exactly. So therefore, all these numbers falls under the category of odd numbers. So any numbers that ends with these digits are definitely an odd number. Now let's do a few questions to see if we actually understood what we have just learned. Okay, odd numbers. Let me just zoom in a bit. Okay, so which of the following is an odd number? What do we need to do? We need to observe the last digit. The last digit here is 4. 4 is not an odd number. 2 is not an odd number. 0 is not an odd number. 9 is an odd number. Therefore, 19 is an odd number. So the answer will be C. Now, which of the following is an odd number between 30 and 40? So first we have to figure out numbers between 30 and 40. 30? No, because it says between. So 30 is not included. So 37, yes, between. 38, yes, is between. 40 is not included. So we can forget about this. This and this are definitely not the answers. So it's between B and C. Now, to determine if it is an odd number, let's look at the last digit. If it is anything to do with 13579, it will be an odd number. Exactly. The answer is B. 37 because it ends with the digit 7. Okay, question 3. Which of these numbers leaves a remainder of 1 when divided by 2? Now, let's take any number. Let's take, for example, 9. If I take 9 and I divide it by 2, I will have remainder 1. Okay. Now, this is part of the definition for odd numbers. There will be a remainder. Okay. So, to get a remainder of 1, it has to be an odd number. It cannot be an even number because even number would not have any remainders if I divide it by 2. So, this is an even number, digit 0, digit 2, digit 0, this is an even number, digit 8, this is an even number. So therefore 67 would be the answer. But let's test it. Let's put it to a test. 67 divided by 2. I want to see if we get a remainder 1. So 3 times 2 is 6, minus, I get 0, I bring down 7. Again, 3 times 2 is 6, 7 minus 6 is 1. There you go. Okay, so that proves that 67 is a odd number. Interesting. 4. How can you quickly determine if a large number is odd? Remember, if a large number or a long number is odd or even, will be determined by the last digit. Is that so? The last digit must be any of these digits 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So A, check if the sum of the digits is odd. No. Check if it's divisible by 3. No, that is not the test at all. Check if it is a prime number. No. Check if the last digits is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Yes. There you go. Okay. Do I have any other questions? No. So that is all for this video. Thank you for watching. Please comment and hit the share and like button. Keep learning, share knowledge.